Hello, dear audience. Today we will summarize the results of the first half of the round-robin super tournament in Linares. Let me say right away that the tournament has all the rights to be called a super tournament. Practically every round is a revelation. There's a very small number of, so to say, empty games. Looks like the atmosphere in Linares is good for heroic chess deeds. And the organizers' idea to invite one representative per country played its role. Now let's talk about the heroes and anti-heroes of the first round robin in a bit more detail. Alexander Grishuk, born October 31st, 1983 with a rating of 2733, now has 5 points out of 7 after winning 3 games and drawing 4. The main sensation of the tournament. No, of course we all know that Alexander is capable of a lot of things, but I think that not even the most loyal fans of our Grandmaster expected this. And we're not surprised only by the result, but by the level of play. For example, see the game Grishuk-Aronian. Almost in every game, except for maybe Grishuk versus Carlsen, we see serious battle. Alexander is playing on the same level without any misses. Everything points to the highest form. Only in one game Alexander had something mysterious going on in the game Ivanchuk versus Grishuk. Well, the sun also has spots. By the way, I want to turn your attention to the fact that in the second round robin, Alexander will have an extra game as white. We'll be waiting for beautiful play, interesting wins, and skillfully played endgames. Alexander's fans, of course, are hoping for his win. Vasily Ivanchuk, born March 18, 1969, has a rating of 2779, has now 4 points out of 7, after winning one of his games and drawing 6. The most hard-working participant of the tournament. If you look at his games, you will see that play goes all the way to the endgame in all of them. In the first 5 rounds, Ivanchuk kept getting rook endings, and by the way, one of them, Ivanchuk versus Anand, is already famous worldwide after a pressure-filled endgame and Ivanchuk's Tarzan-like scream that followed. Looks like that miss would have broken the player, but not so fast. Vasily proved to everyone that he is a real fighter. And then in the next round we saw an unusual situation. I'll remind you the story. In this situation of the most horrific lack of time, Vasily dropped pieces while Dominguez adjusted them on his time, and after the Tseit knot ended, Vasily, in a 1 position, nobly offered a draw. The next day he was rewarded by fate with a win over Aronian. As a result, the Ukrainian Grandmaster finished the first round robin with a pretty good result. We'll be waiting for his new happenings and a spot in the top 3. Magnus Carlsen, born November 30th, 1990, has a rating of 2776 and 4 points out of 7 after winning one of his games and drawing 6. The most what? On the backdrop of his best game, Carlsen looks really bleak right now. Again, a large number of draws, and in the games there isn't much to lead to a good result. And there's a big but though. Magnus won over Anand. As it's known, he's never done that before. It's possible that that win will lead Carlsen to new deeds, and in the second round robin, we will see his classical positional pawn sacrifices, beautiful attacks, interesting play. We will see. Levon Aronian, born October 6, 1982, rating 2750. Has 3.5 points after winning 2, losing 2, and drawing 3 games. The worst finish of the first round robin. He started wonderfully, 3.5 out of 5, showing his classic play. Remember the game against Dominguez? But in the 6th round, lost the principal meeting to another leader, Grishuk, and after that to Ivanchuk as well. And so, 50% finish. Of course, not a bad result, but not for Levon. Everything will depend on his attitude. If he shows the type of play like in the beginning of the tournament, he will end up in the top 3. And if not, well, let's not talk about anything sad. We'll be expecting new and beautiful games. Levon will still show himself. Vishy Anand, born December 11, 1969. rating 2791, has 3.5 out of 7 points after winning 2, losing 2, and drawing 3 games. And so to say, regular tournament for the world champion is not going very successfully for now. The play is too rocky, not champion-like. Maybe we're waiting for something more. The world champion is, after all, a lot cooler than a winner of even the biggest super tournament. Let's hope that Anand will show champion play, though I have a very hard time believing in that. Linares Dominguez, born September 23, 1983, rating 2717, has 3 points out of 7 after losing 1 and drawing 6 games. The new face of the elite isn't playing his best chess here. It's possible that he's still having a hard time battling at such a level with so much pressure. For now, his games aren't all that colorful. During calm battles, the Cuban grandmaster makes many mistakes. Maybe Linares should take more chances? Timur Rajabov, born March 12, 1987, rating 2761, now has 2.5 points out of 7 after losing 2 and drawing 5 games. Probably the biggest anti-hero of the first half of the tournament. It's possible that Rajabov overplayed chess. He played way too many tournaments back-to-back. Also, a big role could have been played by the loss of the Sicilian defense during the first round to Anand. Starting with a 0 after playing your classic opening is always bad. He showed pretty good play in the game with Dominguez, though it ended in a draw. We'd like to see Timur win back some points in the second round robin. Wang Yu, born March 31, 1987, rating 2739, has 2.5 points after losing 2 and drawing 5 games. I think that in such a high level, the representative from China can't boast about the same level of opening preparations. Looks like Wang Yu has to change something.